Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Deni and today we're talking about Romanian monsters. And no, I don't mean politicians, I mean actual monsters from our Romanian folklore. Now, I guarantee that there aren't many monsters on this list that you've heard of, unless of course you've played or read The Witcher. So I'm sure you'll learn something new today, or at least be entertained with some interesting facts about these ancient creatures. For those of you who don't know, Romania is a country situated at the crossroads of Central, Eastern and Southeast Europe with the lovely Black Sea bordering its southeast part, which means we are deep into Balkan territory, a region which has given birth to many myths and a lot of questionably friendly supernatural beings. The first monster on our list is something you might be familiar with, and that is a strigoi. They are undead beings that can transform into animals, become invisible, and drain the life force of the living by rising from their graves and drinking human blood. You might ask yourself, hey, why does this sound so familiar? Well, that is because strigoi are actually said to be the monsters that have inspired Bram Stoker to write his famous novel Dracula. In Stoker's novel, Dracula is described as such. His face was strong, with high bridge of the thin nose and peculiarly arched nostrils, with lofty domed forehead and hair growing scantily round the temples but profusely elsewhere. The mouth, so far as I could see it under the heavy mustache, was fixed and rather cruel-looking, with peculiarly sharp white teeth. For the rest, his ears were pale and at the tops extremely pointed. The chin was broad and strong, and the cheeks firm through thin. The general effect was one of extraordinary pallor. So as you can see, the inspiration is clearly there. The next monster we're going to talk about is the smeu. The smeu is a dragon-like monster, and it usually has a big humanoid body with a dragon head. It was often the bad guy in our Romanian fairy tales, as it always kidnapped the princess and deposed the hero. More often than not, they have incredible strength and some magical powers, which makes them truly an impressive foe. However, they are helpless when it comes to the forces of good, and that's why they always get defeated by the end of the story. Fun fact: nowadays in Romania, we usually call a smeu a young boy who does something incredibly stupid and courageous or wants to prove a point. Next on our list, we have my favorite Romanian monsters, which are ele. These supernatural beings are said to be master manipulators and seduction mistresses. Portrayed as mysterious and beautiful women, the ele are known to lure men with their enchanting dances, leading them to their madness or most probably their death. They are often associated with fairies or nymph-like creatures, but they have a more vengeful, darker side. You can usually find them in forests. They like to hang around clearings or meadows and call out to distracted men. Think of sirens, but on land. In the village where my father grew up, there were actually a few sightings of ele, and some men actually disappeared. To my knowledge, only one returned, but he was never the same mentally, and he also lost his ability to speak. Pretty weird, right? Now we're going to talk about the Solomonari. In Romanian folklore, these beings are said to be magicians or wizards who can control the weather. They are not usually seen as monsters, but people fear them anyways, because angering them can risk bringing about storms or hail that can destroy your houses or crops. They are very enigmatic, and they're usually wanderers dressed in rags, just minding their own business. Even though I'm Romanian, I've never heard of them until now, but apparently they're a pretty big hit in the northern part of our country. Next on our list, we have the Samca. This is supposed to be a female demon, and the reason why I've added it to this list is because she kind of reminds me of La Llorona. She is believed to cause illnesses and haunt pregnant women or children, spreading fear and despair, although she disguises herself as an old, monstrous woman in contrast to La Llorona, who is usually a young, beautiful ghost. Sometimes she'll appear to you naked with long, saggy breasts and unruly hair that reaches her heels, with long, sharp nails and a tongue made of hellfire. She's quite something, isn't she? And And the last monster we'll be discussing is the Dragaika. In our culture, Dragaika is the spirit of harvest and fertility who is usually considered good until angered, and then she will become vengeful, making you regret ever crossing her. Which is why we even have a holiday dedicated to her on the 24th of June. On this day, we have a few rituals that are meant to please Dragaika. She's actually a semi-deity of ours. In certain parts of the country, a group of 5 up to 10 girls will dance and sing in fields or villages, one of the girls being chosen as the Dragaika, dressed as a bride, while the others are also dressed in white, with flowers and plants decorating their hair and clothes. Our tradition dictates that you are not allowed to work during this day because it is said the sun will dance across the sky and you will disrespect Dragaika otherwise and anger her. That's it for today, boys and girls. I hope you liked my video. If you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Until next time, take care. Bye.